All right, today is December 29th. It's about 10:35 p.m. Just started pulling some bolts out the rear differential of 2010 Dodge Ram. Figured I'd video this because as you can see, this differential fluid is coming out the back of this hog head here is perfectly clean, like it literally just came out of the bottle. You know, even if this fluid was ran 400 or 500 miles, 1,000 miles, whatnot, it definitely would not look like that, would not be that clean. It has no smell to it hardly whatsoever. And the reason I'm videoing this is because this is my granddad's truck. And there's a recall on this little retaining clip or retaining nut on the back side, the rack of pinion bolt. It actually holds it on there so that it doesn't loosen up. I'll try to take a picture or get it around there so you can see. It's not on there now. The reason it's not on there is because I took about 2 hours yesterday evening getting it off. What it is it's got 2 Allen head screws that go in and kind of hold it in place. Once you get those out, then you can take split ring pliers or something like that and get it out. The people at Dodge Place told my granddad when he brought it in there that, yeah, there was a recall in there and they needed to take that clip off, check the torque on that nut to make sure that it has it backed off, make sure it's at the right torque specs. Because the problem is the rear end's been whining. Well, he did that last week. He took it down there to him. They said they took that retaining clip off that's around that nut and they put a torque wrench on it, and it was perfectly fine at 100 foot-pounds, and so that it hadn't loosened up, so that wasn't a problem with the whining in the rear end, and therefore they wasn't liable for it, and that wasn't something that has messed up under the recall that Dodge has. Well, there's a couple different things wrong with that. Number one, there is no way possible that anybody got that clip off, because the Allen head screws that were in it were completely rusted out and seized in together. And the clip had actually rusted and seized into the nut itself. Here's a piece of that retaining clip. I was just laying here on the ground, but you can see how rusted and everything it was. We had to take a drill bit, and so you can see that. Sorry, phone's about to die. If you can see that, imagine that clip going all the way around and coming back. That's one end that you put your split ring pliers into, and there's an Allen head screw there, and there would be one over here. What we end up having to do is take a drill bit about the same width as this right here and just drill it in 4 different places all the way around and then knock it out of there. Once I got it off of there, I was able to take a regular 1/2-inch drive ratchet, not a long handle ratchet, just a regular ratchet, and make about 3/4 of a turn on that nut, which tells me that the nut backed off of the rack pinion, which has caused this whole problem. And so now we got to go into the rear end and replace God knows what inside there. It just really upsets me that the people over at the Dodge place would do my grandparents like that. Since 1995 or 93, they have bought 9 vehicles personally, just them two. My grandmother and my grandfather has bought 9 vehicles from them, from JT's Dodge. For them to say that they went in there and they put a torque wrench on that nut and that everything was okay. Well, I promise you, that was not even possible. I mean, you could tell that, you know, there was no way that they got an Allen inside of that screw head, and that ring had never in its life been off. Much less checked last week. I don't know what they're, from what I understand right now, they're not prepared to do anything. They're saying they're not at fault for this, but as you can see right here, they must have seen that the rear end was low on fluid, because they have put a bunch of fluid in there. You know, I don't know if they took this back plate off, this cover off, and went in there to actually see what was going on or not. I really don't think so, but I haven't seen any dirty or burnt or old gear oil coming out of here yet. And I believe this truck's got over 100,000 miles on it. Let's go in here and look just to be sure. Yeah, so as you can see right there, it's got 122,000 miles on it. So these people have just, it really upset me with this, you know, someone that's bought 9 vehicles from them. They also took both of my brothers down there, co-signed one of my brothers for his first car that he financed, and you know, went down there with my other brother, and he bought a car, and then my stepmother has now bought a car from them about a year ago. I mean, they just sent several people down there to deal with these folks, because they felt comfortable with them and felt like they were safe and well taken care of. You know, just for them to do this, you know. I had my grandparents go down there and talk to them after I found out about after I seen that the retaining clip had never came off, which means they never put a torque wrench on that nut, which was part of the recall. Once I figured that out and I told them what was going on, they went down there to talk to them about it, and they said there was nothing they could do about it. Now I'm opening this up and I see a bunch of clear, fresh fluid in there. It's pissing me off a little more. I'm going to finish taking this thing off and see what what exactly is bad and what's making the terrible whining in this rear end, so that I could order some parts for it. But I just want to take this video to kind of document everything, and the more I think about it, the more I think I'm going to just kind of share this video to everyone I can, just to kind of show you the people that JT's Dodge can be to, to loyal customers. Customers just since 1993 or 95 have not bought another vehicle from anywhere else. My grandparents have been really loyal to this company. I mean, they don't buy anything cheap, it's just, it's pretty sad that loyal customers can be just taken advantage of and lied to, and, just done like this. I really hope that the folks down there at JT's Dodge can make this right. There's one thing I can assure you, and that's that my grandparents take really good care of their vehicles, better care than anybody I've ever seen. My grandmother gets this oil change in this truck every 3,000 miles or 3 months. If it's been 3 months and she's only had 1,000 miles on this truck, it goes and gets an oil change again anyways. The only thing they've ever pulled with this truck is a 15-foot John boat. I mean, that's it. Nothing, no more than that. There's no reason this rear end should be going out. These tires have never been turned over. They just don't beat on the truck. And then the whole reason is behind all of this is that retaining clip didn't do its job. The nut backed off the rack and pinion gear, and loosened up inside there, and now it's caused some damage internally. And it's all due to that recall that could have been fixed if they'd have done their job to start with. Now they have a chance to make it right, and it doesn't sound like or look like they're gonna make it right on that end. So we'll see.